My name is Helen Phillips. I'm the head teacher at Bedford High School. I'm sorry that I'm not able to see you in person, but I know that many of you will have met me before, either at last September's open evening or because you have other children at the school. As soon as it's possible and social distancing allows, I'd love to meet you face to face and have a proper conversation with you. I hope you've taken the opportunity to have a look at our Facebook page and read the welcome letters from our Bedford buddies. They are students who are currently at the school and they're really excited to welcome your child in September, and they've been posting various messages for your child to read and for you to read, obviously, as well. So I hope you've enjoyed those. And they're all everything that we're doing is designed to ease the transition to high school. I know it's not been easy, with year six being almost cut short and various things happening that means that the children haven't been able to celebrate in the way that they would, and we haven't been able to do our usual induction day with them, etc. And I know it's not been easy at all, but hopefully the information that we've sent out to you has eased it a little bit. We've also got a dedicated email address that you can use if you've got any questions, and we'll endeavour to answer those questions. And we'll also produce a frequently asked questions section on our website that you can have a look at, so that any parents that have posted a question that you may not have thought of, you'll be able to see the question and the answer on our website. I would like to say thank you very much as well to all of those parents who have engaged with the transition process and signed and sent back all of the different forms, etc., that we've asked you to do. We really appreciate that, because it makes it easier for us, makes things a lot easier. So thank you very much indeed for doing that. What I'll do is I'll take you through the presentation that I would have given had we been able to meet on Monday evening. I know it's not quite as interactive as it might have been, but I'll be able to give you all the information that I would have given on that evening. So what can you expect from us? Well, they'll have a great experience with us. I think there'll be lots of opportunities for them to get involved in things. There'll be lots of opportunities for them to shine, and we will showcase their talents wherever we can. We also, in my view, have a pastoral support system that's second to none. There's a pastoral manager, a dedicated pastoral guidance officer who we refer to as a PGO, and a senior leader attached to the year group. So the team of people who will be looking after your child from September is Mrs. Cotton, who is the pastoral manager, Miss Derbyshire, who is the pastoral guidance officer, and Mrs. Shakespeare, who is our SENDCO, and also the senior leader attached to the year group. We also have other dedicated professionals as well. The assistant SENCO is Mrs. Canning, and we also have a safeguarding mentor who provides the wraparound support that some children need, and that's Mrs. Critchley. We have a reward system that we link it to effort. So we appreciate that not every single student can get an A star or 9, as it now is, on every single piece of work or every examination that they take. But it's important that our reward system recognises effort and progress made, and that's what it does. So hopefully nobody will go under the radar and be missed. As you'd expect, we have a clear behaviour policy that is based on high expectations, and I think that that's probably one of the reasons that you have selected this school for your child anyway, that you would want them to have us to have high expectations and for them to be able to learn well in the classroom. So it's important that we have a clear behaviour policy that everybody understands. We're a specialist business and enterprise college, which means we have excellent business links, which helps us with apprenticeship opportunities, work experience opportunities. We have partnerships with major companies who offer unrivaled experiences, in actual fact, and unique experiences that other students at other schools wouldn't necessarily have. So we're proud of those links. As you would expect me to say, we will have high quality teaching, and as you would expect, we have all of the ICT facilities available. The ratio of ICT equipment to number of students is very high, so there's plenty of opportunities there. Our values: to care, to learn, to achieve. If you came to the open evening in September, you will have heard me say this before, but it's really important to us that those values are lived, and also that they're in that order, because the first thing is to care. We care about your child. We take that responsibility really, really seriously, and if a child is well cared for, they can learn well, and they, of course, then can achieve well as well. So we live those values each day, and we hope that our students do as well, of course. So what do we expect from your child? Well, it is a simple truth that the children who work hard do well, and the children who don't work as hard don't do as well. There's no such thing now as winging it with the new GCSEs. The amount of content that they have to learn, and the number of exams, the number of hours of exams that they have to do, means you absolutely can't wing it. So hard work from the start of year 7 right through to the end of year 11 will make sure that they achieve well. It's important that the students have this X factor. We will do all that we can. We've got motivated teachers, we've got an aspirational ethos, we have high expectations, and we have a broad and rich curriculum. But the ingredient with the greatest scope to increase their achievements and have the biggest impact is their own capacity and willingness to work hard. And this is the X factor that I'm talking about, because hard work equals achievement equals success. And as my dad used to say to me, there is no substitute for hard work. So what do we need from you? Well, first of all, please do not give in to their moans. We obviously, we want them to be happy. You want your child to come to school and for them to be happy. We want them to be happy as well, because when children are happy, they tend to thrive. But they are teenagers, or very soon to be teenagers, and they are unbelievably skilled at moaning and getting their own way. That is what they're geared up to do. And so we need you to be really, really strong. They will change as well. So they'll come home and you'll say, how's your day been? And they'll just grunt. And then they'll say, well, what have you done? And they'll say, stuff. I promise you, it's just all part and parcel of becoming a teenager. We're not doing anything to them. I promise you that. We're looking after them well, and you will be looking after them well as well, but they will change. So don't give in to their moans. Now, at the end of the day, we have what's called a period 6. So if homework hasn't been completed, or it's not been completed to a high standard, or they've not worked as hard as we know they can work in the classroom during the school day, we will ask them to stay behind and complete extra work after school. It's not a punishment. It's to enable them to keep on top of things. If we let things slide and they haven't done homework for a while, or they haven't done as well as they can do in the classroom for a while, it becomes a habit. And once that habit is formed, it's really, really difficult to break it. So when we ask them to stay behind at the end of school to do the extra work that they should have already done anyway, it's not a punishment, it's to keep them on track. And if they fall behind, it's really, really, really difficult for them to catch up. We will ask them to stay behind on the same day, so we will need your support with that. We'll contact you by text and let you know that that is the situation. But we really do need you to support us with that, because otherwise the bad habits set in very, very quickly, as you might imagine. Please support us, as I say, and we'll keep your child on track so that they're not having a mountain to climb at the end of the year or at the end of year 11, which will be even worse. If they do their best, they'll be rewarded, and we'll make sure that they get rewarded for hard work and for effort. And so the easiest way to avoid having to stay behind at the end of the school day to catch up on work that they should have done is to do the work in the first place. So the ball really is well and truly in their court. The other thing that we need is a strong home-school partnership. Now, there may be times when you're not happy with us. We don't always get everything right all the time. Hold my hands up. We're human as well, and we don't always get things right. Please tell us if you're not happy with something, and we will work very hard with you to put that right. What I really am asking you not to do is air your grievances on Facebook, as some parents in the past have done. It doesn't actually help anybody. We might not even see that grievance anyway, and it just sets a really, really bad example to your children. So I would ask that you speak to us directly and talk about it, and together we will put it right and work through things together. As I say, we're not perfect, but we do want to make things better if we're made aware that we've not got things quite up to scratch. It is important, that point about creating a united front to your child. We need to agree face to face with your child. We might agree to disagree behind closed doors, but as far as your child is concerned, we present a united front because, as you know, slightest chink in the armour and they will exploit it. But working together, we can put things right. We use an online platform called Frog, where we set work, homework, etc. will be set on there. You can also see your child's attendance on there, and you can also see their behaviour log on there. All of the instructions about Frog are included in your introductory pack that Mrs. Shakespeare has sent out to you, and you will also find everything on our website as well. We provide students with knowledge organisers. These are a summary of all of the key points that they need to know in each topic, in each subject. It makes it so much easier for them to be able to revise when they have that information. So what we ask for is an A4 sized folder and to bring that with them on their first day, and they will be given knowledge organisers from all of their different subjects, and if they can store all of those pieces of paper in their ring binder, in their A4 sized folder, it means that they'll be able to find them easily when they need to come to revise for exams. It really will help them with their organisation. So Bedford means business is a bit of a strap line that we use, but that is important to us. Our business-like ethos is important to us. We expect our students to be respectful and to receive respect in return, and obviously to be ready to learn. The children will hear me repeat many times, and some of you will have heard me say it before as well, that my mission is for every student to leave Bedford High School able to compete with the very best of any school, anywhere in this borough, anywhere in the country, stand shoulder to shoulder with those other students and win the best jobs, and win the best college places, and win the best apprenticeships. Because they are as good as anybody else, and that's really important. And the way that we can achieve that is through correct behaviour for learning. If they've got the right attitude to learning, and they're respectful, and they listen, and they do as they are asked, they will achieve really well, and they will succeed at Bedford High School and win all of those best jobs and best college places, etc. That's really important. Also, they have to be in school. If they're not in school, clearly we can't educate them. So only allow your child to stay off school if you absolutely have to. Clearly, if they've got an underlying health issue, we understand that. If they're really poorly, we understand that. You know your child best. But if you know that really they probably could come into school, send them into school, because then we can keep educating them and they don't fall behind. Attending school for me is being professional and business-like, so it fulfills our ethos of being a business-like school. And attendance matters because it impacts massively on achievement at school. It is a fact. Those students who attend with more than 95% attendance tend to get much better GCSE results than those students who have less than 90% attendance, for example. I've just talked to you about what is excellent attendance. Well, clearly, no days absent and 100% attendance is outstanding. 96 to 99% is good. That's equivalent to no more than 8 days absence. They've only got to be in school for 190 days out of the year anyway. So they should, as a young, healthy person, be able to achieve that. 91 to 95% requires improvement. Now, if you got between 91% and 95% in an exam, you would think that that was very good. And in an exam, it would be very, very good. But as far as attendance is concerned, it really isn't, because it represents between 9 and 18 days absence out of 190 days, which that is not good enough, and it requires improvement. And then 90% and below is inadequate, to be honest. It's 19 plus days absence. And as I say, unless there's a serious underlying health issue, in which case we do need to know about that, please. There is no reason why your child cannot get at least 96% attendance in school. Please, as well, don't ask us to authorise holidays in term time. We're simply not allowed to do that. So any holidays in term time would be unauthorised absence. The other thing is, if your child starts to say that they don't want to come into school, or they've got a tummy ache on a Monday morning, or they've got a bad headache on a Friday morning, talk to us about that, because that might be masking an underlying issue, maybe friendship issues or something that they're worried about at school. And unless we can confront it at school, it's not going to go away. It's just going to become worse and worse. So if you know your child best, if they start to become reticent about coming into school, talk to us about that quickly, so that we can work together with you and we can put that right. Hopefully that won't happen, of course, but sometimes it does. But we can sort that out. Uniform. First thing I want to say is help us to keep standards high. When your child arrives with us in September, I know that they will look absolutely gorgeous. And when you say goodbye to them at the front door, you will feel unbelievably proud as a parent to see them going to high school all kitted out in their brand new uniform, and they will look really, really smart. Let's keep that going all the way through the year, and keep that smartness and business-like appearance going through all of the rest of the year. Now, I want you to be aware of everybody, beware of everybody and nobody. So if your child comes home and says, everybody wears trainers, Mum, everybody's got short skirts, Dad, it's not true. Not everybody does. And then if they come home and say, nobody's got a pencil case, nobody wears a blazer, they do. They really do. So beware of everybody and nobody. Remember, they're teenagers and their job is to moan and get their own way. So let's not allow them to do that. You'll get our uniform list in your pack. It's also on our website if you want to have a look at that. There's a photograph there on that slide of what the uniform looks like. If you are unsure about anything, just get in touch with us, please, and let us know. If you're unsure, check before you buy. Don't want you to waste a lot of money if it's not part of our uniform. And shoes from Windsor's are absolutely fine. They will go through shoes like wildfire. Not only from scuffing the toes, etc., but also because they will grow really quickly. Their feet will grow really quickly. So don't be spending an absolute fortune on shoes. It's really not worth it. So shoes from Windsor's, and you can get some decent shoes, leather shoes from Windsor's. They're absolutely ideal. Now, I've gone through all of the strict academic stuff, if you like. We also want them to have some fun. There'll be loads of opportunities for them to get involved in at lunchtimes and after school productions that they can shine in, art clubs, music clubs, science clubs, computing clubs, absolutely loads. So encourage them to come out of their comfort zone and get involved in all of those things. We'll have lots of school trips abroad as well, residentials. We go to London, France, Spain, etc. So loads and loads of things for them to get involved in. So encourage them to try something new. It's a great chance to start fresh. So they put primary school behind them, feel a little bit shy at primary school, start afresh at secondary school and become a new person and start trying loads of new things out. Be really good for them. So the start of term, we do a day for year 7 only, just to help them settle in. So Wednesday, the 2nd of September, will be year 7 only. It's an 8:30 start. And obviously, we're really looking forward to your child starting with us. And the very best way that you can help us and prepare them for the start of term is to get them in good habits about 2 weeks before the end of the summer holidays. So if they could go to bed at a reasonable time, get a proper night's sleep, at their age, they need at least 9 hours sleep. So get them in the habit of going to bed early, because they're going to have to get up really early to get into school for 8:30. Get 9 hours good sleep. And then also make sure they start the day with a good breakfast. Now, I know it sounds really obvious, but the number of students that call in at the Green Lane shop and buy a family-sized bar of dairy milk or a family-sized bag of Doritos, and that's their breakfast every single day. Honestly, you wouldn't believe the number of students that do that. I'm sure their parents aren't aware of it. They give them some dinner money and they spend it at the Green Lane shop, but it's not conducive to learning and learning well when they get to school. So give them a good hearty breakfast before they leave. Make sure that they have a really good night's sleep so that they're not all grumpy when they come into school, because obviously that manifests itself in poor behaviour in the classroom, and they will be absolutely fine. It'll all be plain sailing. And I can assure you that you will be more nervous and more anxious than they will. And at the end of the first week, it will be as if they've never been away. But if they have got any concerns whatsoever, or you have got any concerns whatsoever, please do get in touch with us. Mrs. Cotton, who is the pastoral guidance manager, and Miss Derbyshire, who is the pastoral guidance officer, or Mrs. Shakespeare, who's the senior link, and our send co as well. All I would advise you to do, though, is make an appointment before you come, because I wouldn't want you to waste your time, because obviously everybody is in timetable lessons and might not be able to just come and see you at the drop of a hat. So I don't want you to have a wasted journey by coming into school unannounced. Please make an appointment beforehand, and then we can make sure that we have a proper meeting with a proper time to listen to everything that you've got to say and make a plan for how we move forward. So we will do everything we can to help them settle in. We're really, really looking forward to seeing them. So sorry that we haven't been able to see them this side of the summer holidays, but I do assure you that we will make up for that lost time, and I'm sure that they'll have a great time at Bedford High School. Thank you very much for putting your trust in us with your child. Take that responsibility very seriously indeed, and I look forward to meeting you all as well. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.